That always makes most people quiet down. It says you're being recorded. No, I'm kidding. All right, good evening, everyone. It's 4:30 and I'm going to call to order our Monday, March 24th Plan Commission meeting. The first item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from March 10th. Is there a motion for that? Motion by Mr. Krieger.
Second.
Oh, all at once. I saw Ms. Talaga first, second by Ms. Talaga. Any discussion on the minutes? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, very good. Let's move to our business. We have a few public hearings this evening. So generally for public hearings, I'm going to call that public hearing. If you're the applicant, you're welcome to comment during the public hearing, but you certainly don't have to. We'll call that public hearing, and then in most cases, if not all, we're taking action right after that. I'll say it once too, because normally not this many people come to Plan Commission. You're welcome to leave after your item's over. You're also obviously welcome to stay, but it's not uncustomary for people to stand up and walk out if their item is complete. So with that, I will call our first public hearing. This pertains to 621 Brookstone Way. This is a request for a conditional use permit for an accessory dwelling unit under section 550-24C, paren 2B, and 550-56AA. So we'll open that public hearing. If anyone would like to comment, you can come to the microphone and state your name and address. And I know both the folks online, but just in case, online folks, you can always chime in for public hearings as well. Let's close that public hearing then, and then let's go to our action item for that same topic. Brian.
All right, so this is a conditional use permit for an accessory dwelling unit within an existing single-family home. This will use a already finished space in the lower level of the house that was previously used as a short-term rental, and the applicant will be giving up the right to use that space as a short-term rental with the approval of the CUP. It does meet all the criteria set out in the ordinance for accessory dwelling units and those within a house, existing house. So the recommendation will be to approve the conditional use permit.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Motions?
Move to approve with no conditions.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Blanky, second by Mr. Knieser. Any additional discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Easiest meeting I've ever been to, sir. There you go. You'll get that in the mail. All right, our next item is a public hearing. This pertains to 1504 South Church Street. This is also a request for conditional use permit for indoor commercial entertainment. I will open that public hearing. If anyone would like to comment, please come to the microphone and state your name and address. All right, seeing none, we'll close that public hearing and then go to the action item for 1504 South Church. Brian.
All right, it's a conditional use permit for indoor commercial entertainment for a restaurant and convenience grocery store. The CUP is needed for the restaurant portion of the business. They did establish the restaurant without a required CUP, and so there are a few fire and electrical plumbing code violations that are in process of being corrected. However, the use does meet the criteria for indoor commercial entertainment, and therefore the recommendation is to approve with the condition that the fire building codes violations are corrected.
And that's reflected in the site plan review minutes that you passed out today
Correct.
as well. All right, so then if there's no discussion, I would look for a motion to approve with those identified conditions. Motion by Mr. Krieger, second by Ms. Talaga. Any last discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? An opposition by Mr. Knieser. Anyone that needs to abstain? All right, that motion does carry. Our next item then is a public hearing for 116 West Main Street. So I will open that public hearing. This is for a conditional use permit for indoor commercial entertainment. All right, seeing none, we'll close that public hearing. And then let's go to the action item for 116 West Main.
Okay, this is a conditional use permit for indoor commercial entertainment to remodel a former retail space into a bakery with customer seating. The proposal meets all the criteria for indoor commercial entertainment, and the recommendation would be to approve the conditional use permit.
And we didn't have any conditions on this one, right?
No.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Or a motion to approve the CUP?
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Knieser,
second.
second by Ms. Talaga. Discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, very good. Let's go to our next public hearing. This is for 301 East Main Street. This is a request for a conditional use permit, again, for indoor commercial entertainment. I'll open that public hearing. Anyone like to comment? All right, we'll close the public hearing. Brian?
All right, another conditional use permit for indoor commercial entertainment. This one is to relocate an existing sports bar to 301 East Main Street. The current location of the bar on Third Street has been sold, and that's what's facilitating the need to move. The proposal does meet all the criteria for indoor commercial entertainments, and recommendation is to approve the conditional use permit.
At site plan, we just had one contingency item, and that was just to approve it with the condition that the Knox box be moved to no higher than 6 feet. So whoever makes that motion, if you would just include that condition. If someone would like to make that,
No higher than 6
no
feet.
higher than 6 feet. It's just for accessibility. I think right now he said it was at like 20 feet up the building, so they gotta get a ladder out to get the key out of the Knox box. So,
I'll make a motion to approve with the condition that the Knox box be moved to no higher than 6 feet off the ground.
thank you, Mr. Blanky. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Krieger. Any last comments or questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, very good. All right, I think for a moment, we're done with public hearings. So this next item is to review and take action on a temporary use for 318 Union Street. Brian, do you want to provide us a little insight?
Sure, this is a situation is being requested at kind of a last minute agenda item because of a house fire. The owner is requesting that a temporary building camper be allowed to be put in the driveway to facilitate the reconstruction of the house. The would need some electrical and plumbing permits to be obtained to do this. And there's also a request from the site plan that the trailer be placed as far from the neighboring house as possible. There is a 6-month limit on a temporary use like this.
So
So-
what you all are considering is a temporary use of this parcel for essentially a temporary ADU.
Right, a
almost.
relocatable building is technically
that's
what
right, a
we're,
relocatable
technically what
building.
we're doing a temporary use for.
And the reason you don't see the nice layout that Brian normally provides is because the applicants worked really quickly to get this in the packet for today because the current living conditions for Daniel are in such a way as he described that it's quite difficult for his service animal. So we're glad to be able to get this on the agenda for you all to consider approving this temporary use of a relocatable building. Any questions? Everyone kind of clear on what you're approving? So the two items that we would, if we approve the temporary use, it would be with the two conditions that the location of the relocatable building be as close to his home as possible, and that all of the required permits are submitted to ensure the hookups are safe.
The length of time would be no more than 6 months.
And length of time no more than 6 months. Any questions or comments? Or a motion to that effect?
I'll
So-
make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Blanky. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Kneezer. So again, it's just a motion to approve a temporary use of a relocatable building for no more than 6 months with that relocatable building to be as close to the home as possible and that all permits would be required. Any last comments or questions from anyone? We don't approve these every day, so I just want to make sure everyone feels comfortable. All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, very good. So for Brian, since we don't do these often, is that it on that one? They're good to go?
Good to go?
So you guys are good to make the necessary movements. Awesome, thank you. All right, next then is to review and take action. This is for 1013 South Fifth Street for indoor storage. This is an indoor storage building for the Heritage Military Music Foundation. Brian?
All right, so it's a site plan review for indoor storage. This is for as the mayor said, the Heritage Military Music Foundation Band to store their vehicles and equipment in this building. Would utilize an existing gravel area along the backside, as well as creating some new paved areas in the front. There was a CSM that the Plan Commission approved back in February that created this lot. I don't believe there are any conditions on this one from site plan. Let's take a quick look here.
Oh, it's E.
E.
Yep.
Well, obviously the plans would have to be approved by the state, which applies to any commercial building. The erosion control application is being reviewed. The one issue, is the street, it currently is unimproved in front of this, this parcel as well as some additional adjacent parcels. So I believe Andrew is going to be looking into what we can do about, the need to improve that street. And the fire department did, have some comments about exit lights and egress illumination, and fire extinguishers.
Mhm.
Pretty much the extent of,
So we're looking for approving or not approving the site plan with the conditions provided by the site plan review committee.
yes,
Okay.
yes, in addition to the one that's the site, the erosion control plan has already been
Identified there.
identified, yeah.
Okay. Questions? Yes.
I have a question. I always like to see projects proceed as quickly as possible through permitting processes and such, so I'm
Mhm.
asking for information. It seems a little bit unusual for this to be before us and asking to vote to approve pending some sort of engineering department research. Can we speak to that, please, Andrew, and help us understand what is pending, what the challenge might be, and how we can proceed today when we have some unknowns?
Sure. So South Fifth Street is unimproved, kind of to this proposed driveway access point. Typically, when a right-of-way offers access to a parcel, that right-of-way is improved, so that means the road would go in at that time. We discussed this as a group a little bit ago, and I think it's appropriate just to circle back, review the codes, and provide some guidance to the applicant to on how to proceed. There are a few options out there as far as assessment or just things of that nature. So I was hoping to provide some comment to the applicant before giving an answer in official capacity here. So it is gravel.
I think part of the nuance here is, let me get us turned back around. So there's some existing businesses, as you can see. And if I'm man, I just want to zoom a little, like 2 steps less, but I think the difficulty is requiring I'm going to use developer in this sense, because I think the goal is for this parcel. Did we CSM this parcel already into several, right?
Yes. This was four lots.
So the goal is it's a little unusual in that it's essentially a road to nowhere. And so Andrew knows exactly what he wants. I'm sure. Yeah. Many of which require pavement.
Pavement or vacation, yeah.
And so the difficulty about the vacation though is until all these parcels are, we have there's plans for all of them. We don't want to start vacating a roadway that could potentially hinder 3 of these other parcels from being developed. I also don't want us to require a road to be paved that goes nowhere. And Andrew can't in good conscience allow them to continue to have roads of gravel. So I think the short answer to your question that I would give versus the nice one Andrew just gave is we don't agree internally, and these folks applied before we figured it out. So what we did today at site plan was held open the discussion. So we would approve this so that they can move forward because they're looking to, start construction, and they have the awareness that there is a hold open on the remaining portion of this roadway to figure out who, what, and how. There's a potential that it could be vacated once these parcels are all known, and then no one needs it anymore and someone just has a driveway. Does that help?
Yes, it does help. So it does help. Thank you. My follow-up question is if the motion, in accordance with the site plan minutes, if the motion today is to approve it contingent upon several things, including improved right-of-way.
I think what would be more appropriate is, that we would include, I think what we described at site plan was that we were keeping open the topic. We were approving it but keeping open the topic of how the roadway should be improved. So that's what we discussed at site plan. Now granted, site plan was like 1.5 hours ago, which is why these minutes are really quick to you all for these topics tonight, but I would prefer that it would mimic what I believe we said at site plan, which was that the topic of the improved right of way should be held open.
Okay. So moved.
Very good. Motion by Mr. Krieger, Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Talaga. Any additional questions? And then Andrew, we should probably have someone book us to make them. All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, very good. All right, we are back to public hearings. This is a public hearing for comments and recommendations to the council pertaining to 1220 Wilbur Street and 1220 West Main Street. This is for a comprehensive plan amendment. Are we opening a public hearing or is it actually reviewing the public hearing comments? That's what it is. It's the latter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's reviewing the public hearing comments, which there were none of.
Correct.
Yes.
All right, so we are not opening the public hearing. We're just reviewing the comments, which there were no comments. So then our options before us are to make a positive recommendation, a negative recommendation, or a recommendation with conditions.
Correct.
Thank you. So same ordinance that was before you before. No comments were made at the plan commission. Now we're just looking for your recommendation. Yes, sir.
I'll move to make a positive recommendation to the council.
Thank you, sir. Motion by Mr. Blanky, seconded by
I'll second.
Mr. Kneezer. Any last comments or questions on this one? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, very good. Okay, next is an initial review and scheduling of a public hearing for a zoning ordinance text amendment for central business apartments. Brian, can you get us started on that one?
Sure, this is related to the multifamily development proposal we'll be looking at a little further on the agenda. The central business apartments conditional use permit that's currently in the ordinance requires as one of its conditions is that a property get rezoned with a planned development overlay to basically it forces the conditional use forces a secondary rezoning process, which is a little awkward and overly complex. So we spoke with Vandal and Associates about what to do with this. They recommended that we remove it from the ordinance right now and then revisit it with the zoning ordinance rewrite. And that's what we're proposing to do here today. So these proposals would go forward as just a normal plan development overlay, just like the Globe and the River Mill apartments did in the past. There wouldn't, this central business apartments wouldn't be part of that anymore.
And so at this point, you're just looking to set a public hearing date for
Correct.
April 15th.
Correct.
Are you all comfortable with this change in order to set a public hearing date? See you shaking your head. Would you like to make a motion?
So moved.
All right, motion by Mr. Krieger.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Blanky. Any additional discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. Next is a similar item. This is also initial review and scheduling a public hearing. This is for 100 East Division Street rezone from general business to central business. Brian?
Correct. This is for the aforementioned apartment complex proposal. The only thing to really add here is that it is consistent with the plan to rezone from general business to central business. This is also pending a plan development overlay and a CSM move this forward. So the recommendation here is to simply schedule a public hearing for April 15th.
All right. Comments, questions? So for Brian, I just want to make sure I'm tracking. For these three we're doing, they all rely on each other? Or they're all around the same project?
Yep, they're all
LM&N.
related to one another. The text elimination of central business apartments
Ish.
will apply to others going
Yeah.
forward, but yeah, it's related to this one as well.
And then we don't actually have a presentation about this development directly like we did at site plan,
No,
but I know they're here in the room. That's why I
yeah,
wanted to like that.
it would probably be more appropriate to do that. Well, they could do it today if they're ready, or they could do it when you do the actual recommendation to council.
I'm not encouraging that. I just know
okay.
they're sitting in this room. So if you have questions about these changes that we're describing and you're wondering what the project is about, there's about 2 rows of people, 3 partially rows of people that can answer these questions for you. So I just wanted to make that known. If not, Brian's just looking for a motion to set a public hearing date.
I'll make the motion.
All right, motion by Mr. Kneezer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanky. Did you have something? You looked like you were about
I
to
was
talk.
gonna move. I was,
Oh, okay,
Well,
very
we're
good. All right,
he won the battle.
okay. All All right, if there are no other questions or comments, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, very good. Our last is same initial review and scheduling of a public hearing, also for 100 East Division Street. This is for PD overlay zoning and the general development plan, precise implementation plan.
Yes, that is correct. This is a proposal to do both the general development plan and the precise development plan at the same time. This will create basically two multi-family buildings with a zero lot line. This is required because of the county line that exists between the two. There's also a third building with some townhouses that will face North Second Street, about 68 total units. About 103 proposed parking stalls to go with it. There's also the rezoning that we just previously discussed and a CSM pending for this proposal. The flexibilities being requested are the multifamily residential with dwelling units on the first floor in the central business district, exceeding the maximum building height, reductions to the overall off-street parking dimensions, a reduction of the waterway overlay zoning district setback, and some additional signage due to the unique design of the building. The landscaping far exceeds the needs for central business, as there are very few requirements in central business zoning. There's also a requirement in central business zoning that a proposal like this not take direct access to a local street or residential collector. In this case, it would, so they're also requesting flexibility for that. At this point, we're just looking to set the public hearing date for April 15th.
Is there any necessity to talk about, not yet, right, to talk about the items from site plan?
If you think it's relevant, otherwise it can wait for the actual recommendation.
I was thinking
phase,
so
yeah.
too. Okay,
Yeah.
we can wait on that. All right, is there anything that you all want to provide? I mean, you stuck around. No? No is a fine answer. I just wanted to make sure we weren't. Any questions or comments that you all have? Okay, if not, then we're just looking to set the public hearing date for April 15th. Motion by Mr. Krieger, seconded
Second.
by Mr. Blanky. Great. Any additional questions, comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, very good. I think the remaining items on our agenda all pertain to one topic, so we're gonna be going to closed hearing or closed session shortly. We're gonna have just a public hearing. You're welcome to attend, but Mason's probably gonna tell you, you can just join, one person probably can join that virtually, just for awareness. Okay, all right, then our next item is an offer to purchase regarding the parcel numbers listed in your packet. Maybe only Alder Blanky knows about this, so I'm gonna mention it for the sake of the group. There was a recent ruling about closed sessions. And so you're gonna see a change in our agendas. The city attorney is providing this layout now where we talk generally about it in open session when we can. And then we would go to closed session. So you're gonna see essentially on an agenda what feels like 3 topics maybe for the same topic, but that's the reason for it. So Mason did provide a little bit of information that the city received an offer to purchase some city-owned property at 721 West Katy and 727 West Katy and 722 and 720 O'Connell. There are some complexities to this offer that kind of warrant us having discussion in closed session. And so if there's no other initial, Mason, did you have anything else you wanted to provide initially? I kind of walked you out of that one, sorry.
Nothing really that wasn't covered in the memos already that were included. Ryan Wagner is the real estate agent who wrote up the offer. He is here if,
No? Oh,
oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. You handed it to me. Okay. If there
Okay.
would be questions from the commission, he could stay for a little bit. Otherwise, he's free to go when you go into closed session as well. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, just to be clear, I'm. Put 2 people together with the city office, so.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think that covers our review and discussion of that initial topic. If there's no other discussion, I would ask for a motion to go to closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85 to deliberate or negotiate the purchasing of public property, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. This pertains to an offer to sell city-owned parcels They are listed in the meeting agenda by their different parcel PIN numbers. Is there a motion to go to closed session?
So moved.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Blanky, second by Mr. Byer. I do have to take the roll. Blanky,
Aye.
Krieger, Talaga,
Aye.
Kniezer,
Aye.
Byer. I'll vote aye as well. So Zach, it's going to be quiet for just a little bit. Okay. We are back in open session. The next item on the agenda is to review and take action on approving or denying to negotiate selling of the parcel numbers listed in our packets. Is there a motion?
I will move to deny the selling of the parcels listed in the packet.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Blanky. Is there a second by Mr. Krieger? Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, next then is to review and take action on approving or denying to negotiate purchasing the parcels listed in the packet. Motion by anybody?
I'll make a motion to deny
All right.
purchasing the parcels.
Motion by Mr. Kniezer. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Talaga. Any additional discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, it is 5:10 and I would take a motion to adjourn.
Before we adjourn, can I
yes.
have one question? We did have one that was not
I think,
unanimous. Was that a 5-1 vote?
yes.
Because I
yes.
didn't hear.
Yep. Yep. Thank you for checking though. All right, with that then, can I please have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Byer, seconded by
Second.
Blanky. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody. That was a good meeting. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh man, was that